Hey guys, Wages World here. It is the 1st of June, 2020. I'll come at you with a video. Okay guys, it's actually kind of hard to make a video right now. There's so much stuff going on that, I really don't want to take the attention away from what the attention needs to be focused on. I think we all know what I'm talking about with everything that's going on here in our country right now. I'm not going to, come out and tell everybody my opinion on this because, honestly, guys, it doesn't matter. At this point, I wonder if any of our opinions matter when it comes to this because I really, truly think that this is just completely out of everybody's control. I also think that this may have been the reason why we had our global illness and why we've been in our houses for 2 months or longer. What do we consider real anymore? Can we even know? And it's really frustrating, So I went ahead and decided to make a video because I'm hoping that even what we're talking about here, even though it's not the greatest thing to be talking about, it might be a little break for everybody from what's going on. I can tell you this on my end of it. I do live in the suburbs, okay? I live in a town of like 25,000 people. That's pretty small when you're talking about a large area compared to like, LA or New York or Philadelphia or a place like Atlanta, any of those, right? So I'm hearing a lot of, hey, this is going to make it to the suburbs. A lot of threatening comments from whoever that's talking about this, right? We're going to take it to the suburbs. And, well, guys, it's already there. Okay. I was out spraying for weeds for my job yesterday. And somebody lit a dumpster on fire and it exploded about 100 feet from me. Okay. Yeah. So it's in the suburbs. So just know that. So like everything else, they're either exaggerating or lying about it. I'm not going to really address this anymore right now. I may talk about it again later on because this does affect everything and everybody. But until then, we're going to talk about what we usually talk about here just because, I think people sometimes need a break from all the really, really bad stuff that's in your face all the time. So, and I understand this stuff can be bad too, but at the same time, it's just a change from what we've been seeing everywhere. You can't get away from this right now. It don't matter what you're watching, what you're doing. Our phones are going crazy about this. Any kind of alert, all that. The news stations are staying live all through the night now. And that only happens on certain occasions. First time I remember it happening was during the Gulf War. Okay? But that's just to kind of give you an idea. Anyway, we're going to jump into this then. So here's a SCHUMANN, guys. One thing else I would say, I guess, I should have said this already. We're going to try to stay as positive as we can. And sometimes staying positive is, all we can do. So just remember that. Anyway. SCHUMANN. Sorry. Again, guys, with all this stuff going on, it's hard to even focus sometimes. Yeah, we got some spiking going on. Okay, this is something that we've become accustomed to, and we shouldn't. Okay, when we see something that is out of the norm, we shouldn't just become complacent and desensitized to everything. We have to talk about this stuff. If we don't, then nobody else is ever aware. So anyway, you're seeing these spikes, and I've already talked about. Let me get my draw tool out. And again, guys, I'm going to apologize one more time. I'm kind of all over the place because my mind just won't stop right now. But you got, spike here, spike here, spike here. And if you look at it, once again, these things seem to be happening and right around the same time each day for days in a row. Plus the size of, and again, this is one of those that I noticed that if you start from the left and go to the right, that's kind of low intensity, a little bit more intensity, and then it does it again. It's like slowly increasing until it gets to where it's going to be, and then it kind of goes back down to normal over a course of days. Now, I've been noticing that for probably 2 months now. I first started talking about that probably about a month ago, but I'd noticed it before that. So anyway, also, you got the same dead spots each day. So, you guys take that for whatever it's worth. The pulsing, that is just so much in our face right now. It's crazy. There's no consistent spike that we're seeing anymore, or increase in frequency. It's all pulsing and coming in waves, very short waves, like being in real choppy water or something. But there's your update on that. I ain't going to move on to the next stuff here. Okay, guys, you remember the comment I showed you guys over on HI1? That was from Stereo A's view. Now, I showed you guys that yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. It was one of my thumbnails also. But I do think this might be Comet Swan. So take that for what it's worth. There's a bunch of comets flying around right now in our inner solar system. But judging, Stereo A's over here, right? It's looking this way. Well, I showed you that comment, and it was from Stereo A's view. So now what we're looking at here is, here's the Earth, here's that satellite. So we're looking frontward. So this would be consistent with that same comet. Whether it is exactly or not, I don't know. But for me, that's what it's looking like. This thing may dive into the sun. We don't know yet. It hasn't taken a sharp turn or made a beeline yet. But a lot of times these things will get out there. If you look at it over here on the red view, you can still see it coming in. All right about there. See it? It's right there. Okay, we'll look at it for a second here. There it went. All right. Now, again, if it doesn't get sucked into the sun, it'll do a slingshot maneuver and get flung back out. That's what these things do. But I thought that was interesting. As it gets closer to the sun, sometimes these do instigate things on the sun. What we've been seeing here lately, though, was not being instigated by these comets. It was either our object and along with other planetary alignments, such as the Earth-Venus-Sun alignment that happened this past week. So take that for whatever it's worth. But there's that. I just thought that was interesting to show you guys. Okay, I got you over at spaceweather.com. And this is exactly what we were talking about before. Now, it says return to quiet. Now, when we talk about this, we got to be careful about that, okay? Because we have returned to quiet, but we can return to active with the snap of a finger. So just understand that. We had a very active last week. I'm actually putting together a video right now. I'm going to count up how many CMEs and solar flares we had last week and kind of compare it to what we've been seeing. And you're going to notice it was just crazy. M-class flares and all kinds of stuff. But officially, that one spot I was showing you guys. Okay, let's scroll down here a little bit because I think they got a view. Here it is. All right. Here's that one spot where everything was coming off of. Plus, we had this one, which was a little bit more healthier too, that did that big one off to the left there. That might be giving us a glancing blow here in the next few days. But those are those sunspots. Now, I'm calling them sunspots very loosely because as they became Earth-facing, they actually decreased in intensity and lost a lot of their characteristics. And that does happen sometimes. So with that being said, it wasn't never given a number as far as a sunspot because we couldn't see it exactly how we needed to. And by the time we could, it was no longer holding those characteristics. So that's why it never got designated as a sunspot. But this is interesting right here. Now, we know that last year was a record-breaking year for the space age. 77% of the time we did not see sunspots. But now we're sitting at 79%. Now, again, I don't know if we've ever had go into the last year of a solar cycle with being in a minimum, if the second year has ever been less active. Okay, I'm not sure if that's ever happened. In other words, it's kind of strange to see a 79 here, after that 77. Because if you look down here, during our last solar cycle, you can see what happened. It ended at 73, and then it started, decreasing in percentage as it went back towards the other way. So if this holds and we keep doing this, I'm not sure if that's actually ever happened. So we're going to just have to keep an eye on that. But, is it a big deal? No, but it gives us an idea of what we could be seeing here in the future. Are we getting into a place now that we're going to stay at a lower activity level for a longer period of time? Who knows? I don't think that that's going to happen this year. I do see us ramping right back up. So I think that percentage will probably end up coming in lower than the year before. But again, just have to wait and see. The only thing that does is it points to the sun still being in a minimum. And again, we've seen the uptick. We don't have to have sunspots for us to see activity. So just know that now. Okay. But yeah. So I'm going to, hold on a second here. Okay, just to give you guys a little bit of a reminder, this is the geomagnetic activity, okay, right here. Now that usually raises and lowers according to how, CMEs that are hitting us or high solar wind and all that, right? Well, you remember the CME, the double wave thing I was telling you guys about last week. I think it started on the 25th or the 26th. And I told you when it got here, we would see an increase on geomagnetic activity. Well, that's what that is. Okay. Now, it didn't get us in the storm level. So, like I said, we couldn't tell how strong it was going to be until it got here. But it did raise us up some. And it actually kind of helped us because it actually got us out of like a really low period and, got rid of that cosmic ray alert. So it actually helped us, at least in my opinion. And I think they got some pretty good auroras out of that too. But that was that CME. So I wanted to show you that because, we may have another one coming. We'll have to wait and see. Here's that other one I was talking about. Okay, I already showed you guys this yesterday, I think. Again, this isn't going to change unless we see another CME. This model does not update every day or however so often. It only updates when it sees another CME. So I wanted to show you that. So we got to keep our eye out for that here in the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, I got you over SDO. Now, this is on the 30th, 31st. Is what this time lapse is. And there again, you guys are seeing that sunspot up here. Well, active region, I guess we can say. But it actually it's ejecting right now. Okay, maybe not exactly on that sunspot, but you could see the sun's still doing stuff. And it may be on the side of the sun or even towards the back. We can't see it on seeds yet because this is just now happening. And seeds is a little bit behind. Usually about 4 or 5 hours. But there it went right there. Now, it's not a big one, again, okay, guys? But something did happen. There was an ejection right there. Ejection, I should say. Looked like to be a little small CME, maybe a bigger one. Not sure yet because we can't see what direction it is. We may be just catching it, just the edge of it, and able to see it. So, but we're still having activity, guys. And that's the whole point of me showing you this right here. And it's getting ready to do it right there. Watch. Let's watch it for a second. Right there. See that? So that plasma did leave the sun. So it's technically a CME, but I don't know what direction that's going yet. It looks to be going off the back a little bit or even all the way. So we'll just have to wait. Now again, it shows you those active areas on the sun. Just as fast as these things erupted, they decayed. Now they can reemerge just as fast. I've seen these things take shape in 2 to 6 hours. Okay, that's fast. And a lot of times when they do that, they start flaring immediately. And we do not have to have a sunspot to have a CME or a solar flare. They can happen over here and where there's nothing going on. So we have to keep that in mind too. But anyway, guys, stay safe. You know, I don't know what to say about all this other stuff that's going on. There's so many things that's been happening lately, guys. It's really hard to understand where we're headed. Okay, I just want, you know, to try to find your peace. Okay, and try to stay in that. Spend your time with your loved ones and get that peace amongst your family, because we don't want our kids getting crazy, or our family, our wives and husbands and stuff. You know, turn the news off for a minute if you have to. Don't dwell on this stuff. It won't do you any good. Matter of fact, it'll do you harm, because you will not stay in the same mental capacity if you're watching that stuff 24/7. And I catch myself doing that, so I have to consciously tell myself, shut that off, stupid. Get back to zero, you know, come back home for a minute, and then we'll go back out. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. I'll try to come with you tomorrow and give you another video. God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.